Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. Man, I am so tired. Just running on fumes and black coffee right now. Typing this out at like 3 in the morning because the spoilers just dropped and my mind is absolutely blown. And I have to get this out to you guys before I lose my train of thought, because we need to talk about Katie Logan Spencer. We really do. Because she just did something that I think we have all been waiting for weeks, maybe months. So grab a snack or a drink or whatever, because this is going to be a long one. I have so many thoughts, just a massive raw information dump coming your way right now. Let me just set the scene for you, because it is cinematic, pure soap opera gold. We are in Ridge Forrester's office, the main CEO office at Forrester Creations. You know, the big desk, the sketches everywhere, the tension always thick in the air. And Ivy Forrester is standing there looking all smug, presenting some new business plan or design strategy or whatever, just acting like she owns the place, acting like she is the smartest person in the room. And she thinks she has won. She really does. She thinks her little scheme to ruin Will and Electra has worked perfectly. But then the door flies open, and it does not just open. It bangs against the wall, and in walks Katie. Katie Logan Spencer, and she is not here to chat. She is not here to negotiate. She is on a warpath, a literal warpath. Mama Bear Katie has been unleashed, and it is terrifying and beautiful all at the same time. And before anyone can even say a word, before Ridge can even ask what she is doing there, before Ivy can even put on her fake sweet face, Katie just marches right up to Ivy, and bam, she slaps her a huge echoing slap right across the face. Not a little tap, not a dramatic soap opera fake slap, a full-on wind up and deliver strike. And I am just sitting here staring at my screen like, did that just happen? Yes, it did. Katie vung tay tát thẳng vào mặt Ivy, just a massive hit. The kind that makes your ears ring and the whole room just freezes. Nobody can even react because it happened so fast. And I want to talk about that slap because it is so important. It is not just about physical violence. It is about all the pent-up frustration Katie has been dealing with. Think about what Katie has been through lately. Her fashion launch, the Logan brand kickoff. It was supposed to be her big moment, her time to shine in the fashion world. And what happened? Ridge and Brooke crashed it. They ruined her press conference. They made a mockery of her and Bill. And Katie has been sitting on this boiling rage for days. So when she walks into that office, she is already at a 10. But this is not about the fashion line. This is about something way more important. This is about her son, Will Spencer, her baby boy. And Katie does not play around when it comes to Will. So she slaps Ivy, and the force of it actually makes Ivy stumble. She literally loang chuaang. She loses her balance and almost falls over. That is how hard Katie hit her. And Ivy is just standing there holding her cheek. Completely in shock, and Katie does not stop there. The slap was just the appetizer. Now comes the main course. The truth, Katie just starts screaming. She is loud. She is not holding back. She points right at Ivy, and she starts exposing everything. And I mean everything. The whole dirty little secret that Ivy has been hiding, the secret that has been driving us all crazy for weeks, the absolute evil scheme to destroy a young couple. Katie yells about the letter, the heartfelt love letter that Electra wrote to Will, the one where she poured her heart out and asked him to meet her in the showroom, the letter that Will never got because Ivy stole it. Ivy snatched it right off the desk and hid it in her purse. And Katie is screaming this at the top of her lungs, making sure Ridge hears every single word, making sure the whole office hears it. And then she brings up the necklace, the broken necklace. Will's broken necklace. Katie exposes how Ivy took that broken necklace and placed it on Electra's desk, just sitting there like a cruel message to make Electra think that Will was completely done with her, that his heart was broken and the relationship was shattered. Just like the necklace. It was so manipulative, so cold. And Katie is laying it all out bare, exposing the exact details of the sabotage. And Ridge is just standing there behind his big desk. And you have to imagine what is going through his head right now, because Ridge hates Katie right now. He really does. They are in a massive corporate war over Eric's designs. Ridge and Brooke just sabotaged Katie's launch. So when Katie first walked in, Ridge was probably ready to yell at her to get out. But then he hears what she is saying. Ridge hears about the letter. He hears about the necklace. He hears how his own niece has been playing these sick, twisted mind games with the young kids in the company. And Ridge is a lot of things. He is arrogant. He is stubborn, but he does not like this kind of sneaky manipulation happening right under his nose in his own building, especially not when it involves his son RJ's new love interest. Because remember, RJ is mixed up in all of this too. So Ridge makes a decision, and it is a shocking one. He looks at Ivy. He looks at the girl who was just pitching him a business plan, and he does not defend her. He does not yell at Katie for slapping her. Instead, Ridge picks up the phone or hits the intercom, and he calls security. He literally yêu cầu bảo vệ tống cổ Ivy ra ngoài. He orders security to throw Ivy out of the building immediately. Just think about the humiliation, Ivy Forrester. A Forrester being escorted out of Forrester Creations by security guards because she got busted, because she got slapped by a Logan and then kicked out by her own uncle. It is a massive fall from grace, and I am here for it. I am typing so fast my fingers hurt, but I cannot stop because Ivy deserved this. She really did. She played dirty and she got caught. Let us just review what Ivy has been doing, because it is wild. She has been playing puppet master for weeks. She decided that Will Spencer was not good enough for Elektra. So she took it upon herself to destroy their relationship. She stole the letter. She planted the necklace, and then she just stood back and watched them suffer. Watched Will try to get Elektra back and fail. Watched Elektra cry and mope around the office. And then Ivy took it a step further. She started pushing Elektra toward RJ, setting them up, encouraging RJ to be the shoulder to cry on. And it worked. RJ and Elektra went for that moonlight swim. They had that sizzling moment on the beach. They took selfies. They flirted, and Ivy was literally spying on them, hiding in the shadows, feeling all smug and proud of herself. It is creepy. It is so creepy and manipulative. And she did not just manipulate Elektra and Will. She manipulated everyone around her. Think about Daphne, poor Daphne Rose Walton. She saw Ivy steal the letter. She knew the truth. And Ivy just bullied her into silence, threatened her, told her to keep her mouth shut. And Daphne has been walking around carrying this massive guilt, trying to make a baby with Carter while holding on to this toxic secret. It has been ruining Daphne's life. And then there is Melissa Dillon. Dillon overheard Ivy and Daphne talking in the design room. Dillon busted Ivy. And what did Ivy do? Did she apologize? No. She doubled down. She probably threatened Dillon's job, told her she would be homeless again if she talked, forced Dillon into an impossible moral dilemma. Truth versus survival. Ivy has just been a menace to society lately, throwing her weight around like she is the queen of Los Angeles. But now the truth is out. Katie blew the lid off the whole thing. And I have to wonder how Katie found out. The spoilers do not say exactly how Katie got the intel, but I have theories. I have so many theories. Maybe Daphne finally cracked. Maybe Daphne could not handle the guilt anymore and she told Carter. And Carter, being a stand-up guy, went straight to Katie. Or maybe Dylan told Will. Maybe Dylan decided she could not build a romance with Will based on a lie. Or maybe Katie just figured it out herself. Mothers have a sixth sense, especially Katie when it comes to Will. Will has been so miserable, fighting with RJ, fighting with his parents over the stolen designs, accusing Bill and Katie of theft. Will has been a mess, and Katie probably started digging. And when she digs, she finds the dirt, and she found a whole mountain of it on Ivy Forrester. She found out exactly what happened with that letter and that broken necklace. And the best part of this whole scene, the absolute cherry on top, is what Katie says right before she leaves, or right as Ivy is being dragged out by security. Katie makes a vow. She swears to destroy the career of anyone who dares touch her son. And you believe her. You really believe her. Because Katie is backed by Bill Spencer right now. Bill has been hyping Katie up, telling her she owns Eric's designs, telling her she is going to be a powerhouse in the fashion world, and Bill Spencer has unlimited resources. So if Katie wants to destroy Ivy's career, she can do it. She will blacklist her. She will ruin her reputation in Paris. In Los Angeles, everywhere. Ivy messed with the wrong family. She thought she was just dealing with a couple of kids. She forgot about the parents. She forgot about the billionaire backing the mother. And this changes everything for the show. It really does. Because think about the fallout. What happens to Will and Elektra now? Will they get back together? Will now knows that Elektra did not just ghost him. He knows she wrote him a letter. He knows she tried to reach out. And Elektra will find out that Will did not leave that broken necklace as a cruel joke. They have been manipulated this entire time. But is it too late? Because so much has happened since then. Will kissed Dylan. He admitted it to Elektra. And Elektra was furious. And Elektra's been getting really close to RJ. That moonlight swim was not nothing. There were real sparks there. So even with the truth out, even with Ivy exposed, the damage might be permanent. Ivy might have actually succeeded in breaking them up forever. Even if she got slapped for it, the scars are still there. And what about the office dynamics? RJ is going to be stunned. He thought Elektra was just naturally gravitating toward him. Now he knows his aunt was orchestrating the whole thing. How does that make RJ feel? Like a pawn? And RJ and Will have been fighting. They have been at each other's throats over the Logan and Forrester feud. Over the stolen designs, now they have this huge bomb dropped on them. Will they stop fighting and realize they were both played? And speaking of the feud, Katie and Ridge, they are in the same room. Katie just slapped Ridge's niece, and Ridge agreed with Katie and kicked Ivy out. Does this soften the war between the Logans and the Forresters? Probably not, because Brooke is still out there playing dirty. Brooke and Ridge still ruined Katie's launch. But for this one brief moment, Katie and Ridge were on the same side. The side of protecting their kids from toxic manipulation. Man, I need more coffee. My brain is just spinning with all the possibilities. What is Dylan going to do now? Dylan was keeping the secret to protect her job at Forrester Creations because she was terrified of being homeless. But now the secret is out. So Dylan is safe, right? But wait, Will is going to find out that Dylan knew. Will is going to realize that Dylan overheard Ivy and Daphne and did not tell him immediately. That is going to be a huge problem. Will is going to feel betrayed by Dylan too. He was just starting to trust her, just starting to move forward with her. And now he finds out she was part of the cover-up, even if it was just for a little while. Even if she was scared, Will is not going to care. He is going to see it as another lie. So Dylan might lose Will anyway. This whole situation is just a massive web of lies, and it is all unraveling at once. And I cannot stop thinking about the physical slap. I know I keep going back to it, but you guys have to understand how rare it is for Katie to get physical like this. Brooke slaps people, Steffi slaps people, Taylor slaps people, but Katie, Katie usually uses her words. She cries, she yells, she gives speeches, but she rarely gets violent. So for her to just walk in and smack Ivy without a single word of warning, it shows how far she has been pushed. She is a mother defending her cub, and there is nothing more dangerous than that. And Ivy was so arrogant, so smug. She really thought she was untouchable because she is a Forester. She thought she could just dictate everyone's lives. Well, welcome to the real world, Ivy. Actions have consequences. And sometimes those consequences come in the shape of Katie Logan's hand connecting with your face at high speed. I am so excited to see how this plays out on screen. The acting is going to be incredible. Heather Tom is going to absolutely crush this scene. She is going to give us Emmy-worthy rage. And Ashley Brewer as Ivy. She is going to play that shock and humiliation perfectly. And Thorsten Kaye as Ridge, just standing there watching it all happen and then making the call to security. It is going to be fantastic television, just pure drama. And what about Bill? When Bill hears about this, he is going to be so proud of Katie. He is going to love that she took charge and handled business. Bill loves a strong, assertive woman. This might actually bring Bill and Katie even closer together. They are already united in this fashion house war against the Foresters. Now they are united in protecting Will. They are becoming a real power couple again, a terrifying power couple, but the Foresters are not going to take this lying down. Even if Ridge kicked Ivy out, he is not going to like that Katie came into his building and assaulted his niece. Steffi is going to hear about this. And Steffi is already stressed out. Steffi is dealing with Taylor and Deacon sneaking around. She is dealing with the Elektra and Dylan feud in the showroom. Now she has to deal with Katie slapping her cousin in the CEO office. Steffi might ban Katie from the building, which will just escalate the corporate war. It is going to be Logan versus Forrester on every single front. Fashion, family, Omas, everything is exploding. And I am just here trying to document it all before I pass out from exhaustion. My eyes are burning, but I have to finish this report. So let us recap because I have been rambling for a long time. Katie storms into Ridge's office. Ivy is presenting. Katie slaps Ivy. Hard, exposes the stolen letter, exposes the broken necklace. Ridge is shocked. Ridge calls security. Security throws Ivy out. Katie vows to destroy anyone who hurts Will. Boom. That is the core of it. But the ripple effects are going to last for months. Will and Elektra have to face the truth. RJ has to deal with being a pawn. Dylan has to explain why she kept quiet. Daphne has to deal with the fallout of knowing and not saying anything. Carter is going to be involved. Bill is going to be involved. Brooke is going to have an opinion. It is a massive ensemble storyline, and it is all centered around this one explosive moment in Ridge's office. And I just love how clunky and messy it all is. Real life is messy. Soap operas should be messy. People making bad decisions, people acting on impulse. Katie slapping someone is an impulse. It is raw emotion. It is not calculated. Unlike Ivy, Ivy was calculated. Ivy sat down and planned out how to ruin a relationship. Katie just reacted. And I think that is why we are all going to be cheering for Katie in this scene. Because even though violence is wrong, in the soap opera world, a well-deserved slap is the ultimate payoff. And Ivy has been begging for a slap for weeks. Ever since she snatched that letter off the desk, we all knew it was coming. We just did not know who was going to deliver it. I thought it might be Elektra or maybe Dylan, but having it be Katie, the protective mother, it is poetic. It just feels right. All right, I think my fingers are about to fall off. I have typed so much, but I had to get all these details out. Every single thought in my head, because this is huge news. Make sure you guys tune in to see this episode. It is going to be legendary. Katie, Logan Spencer is not playing games anymore. The Logan brand is under attack. Her son is under attack, and she is fighting back with everything she has. Let us take a step back and talk about the history here, because you cannot fully appreciate this slap without understanding the deep, deep history between the Logans and the Forresters, and specifically between Bill Spencer and Ridge Forrester. These two men have hated each other for decades. They have fought over Brooke. They have fought over companies. They have fought over everything. And now they are fighting over Eric's designs. Bill claims Eric abandoned Katie, that Eric promised Katie a collection and then bailed. So Bill believes those designs belong to the Logan brand, and Ridge believes they are Forrester property. And this corporate war has been so nasty. Brooke and Ridge crashing the press conference, making a public spectacle of Katie. And Katie has been caught in the middle, trying to prove herself, trying to step out of Brooke's shadow, trying to be a successful CEO in her own right. And she was humiliated, publicly humiliated by her own sister and Ridge. So her stress levels are already maxed out. Her nervous system is completely fried. She is a walking pressure cooker. And then you add Will to the mix. Will is Katie's whole world. Will works at Forrester Creations. He is surrounded by Forresters all day. And Will has been angry at his parents. RJ got into Will's head. RJ accused Will of being a double agent for Bill and Katie. RJ told Will that his parents stole the designs. And Will actually confronted Bill and Katie about it. Will walked into Spencer Publications and demanded answers. He asked if they stole the designs. And Bill had to tell him, you cannot steal something you own. But Will was conflicted. He was fighting with RJ. He was heartbroken over Elektra. He was kissing Dylan. Will's life has been a complete disaster zone lately. And Katie saw it all. And Katie, as a mother, has to sit back and watch her son suffer. She sees him fighting. She sees him depressed over Elektra. And Katie probably thought it was just young love not working out. She probably thought Elektra just moved on. But to find out that it was not natural, to find out that it was orchestrated by Ivy Forrester, a member of the family that is currently trying to destroy Katie's business. That is the spark that lit the powder keg. That is why the slap happened. It is not just about a letter and a necklace. It is about the Forresters constantly trying to crush the Logans. It is about Ivy thinking she has the right to play God with Will's heart just because her last name is Forrester. Katie saw red. She saw decades of Forrester arrogance wrapped up in Ivy's smug little face. And she struck hard. And I love that Ridge did not protect Ivy. That is the one saving grace for Ridge in this whole scenario. He could have been a hypocrite. He could have defended his blood, but Ridge respects the business. He respects the company, and having a Forrester executive acting like a high school mean girl, stealing love letters, that is bad for business. So calling security was the right move. It was the only move. But it is going to cause waves. Ivy is not going to just walk away quietly. She is going to plot revenge. She is going to try to get back at Katie. She might try to use RJ and Elektra to hurt Will even more. Ivy is vindictive, and she just got publicly humiliated. A humiliated Ivy is a dangerous Ivy. We have to watch out for what Ivy does next. Does she go to Steffi and complain? Does she try to get Steffi to fire Dylan just out of spite? Because Dylan is the one who knew the secret. If Ivy figures out that Dylan leaked